Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Demon Souls here at Dexbuild. I'm Matt, this is Andy, and we are going back through Tunnel City. So we sort of beelined toward the boss, mostly just because we were reading our little guide and didn't worry so much about the level. But now we're just going to explore it in earnest. And Andy's going to see what all he finds in the level. There's nothing at stake. Like, we know the good thing about this, Andy, is we don't need anything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
One thing I will tell you is obviously the level is to your left. You know that elevator we kind of ignored after the gold coin?
Yes, but I do know there's also parts of that shaft we dropped down on the right that I did not. Like there was one I actually was halfway down it,
The level anyway, so we'll end up over there.
and then I leashed because you were giving it to me.
You just repang these guys just because.
Yeah, I mean now that I've got grass, it probably doesn't matter, but I don't imagine.
Did they drop grass?
No.
Oh.
I say I've got grass. I mean I've got grass to spare. I'm not like running toward the boss with like dwindling numbers. I imagine I'll pick some up during the level. What is on our agenda for tonight?
So, I think what we're mostly just worried about is just clearing this level out and getting all the items within the level itself. Now that won't get us toward platinum, but this is just, frankly, this is nice because this is just Andy blind plays a level, you know? Now, like I said, I wouldn't do this right now. I would go do everything else.
Okay.
Because we leave through that boss fight, so you're going to go down there at the end. So
Gotcha.
we can get your shaft cleaned up. Everybody knows you need to clean your shaft. And if not, that's a special Dex build message for the day.
Even when I choose to not cuss, it doesn't matter. We're still not age appropriate. Whoa,
No, never.
whoa.
You know those explode.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I don't know when they got here.
Yeah.
We need... Oh, there's another one. We need to start exploring our build a little bit as we get going. I know at the end of the last episode, at some point, you were humoring me and you started to pull up like what Dex weapons are in Demon Souls.
Yes.
We never actually talked what you might have seen. But you also mentioned at the start of the last episode, because we were running out of magic, that we needed to start looking at investing in MP, whatever that stat is. So we need to do both of those things. We need to better bank our magic for whatever boss fights that we might have, but we also need to have an idea, like when do we start leaning in and looking for a sword to replace this sorry excuse for a dagger.
So I think there's a couple ways we could look at that. I don't think we'll do it tonight necessarily, but we could maybe do it our next session. And the reason I say that is there's going to be an opportunity to do it. But it requires us to sort of dip our toe in a later area, grab it and get out kind of thing. So it's just a matter of you deciding, you know, maybe at the end of tonight, like, are you kind of over magic? Because I agree, like, I don't know if we need to go sinking MP, like stats into MP, if we're not going to use it long term, you know?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much fine for now because ultimately, like, you know, I don't mean this to be like a spoiler, but we kind of discussed it. Like, I would say that Flame Lurker is probably the most difficult boss in the game, if memory serves. And so that was just a matter of like you running out. By the way, when you're done with this crystal lizard, I want to show you something, just because I know it pisses you off.
I'm just waiting for the bridge to give out. Okay.
Look what we have here, dude. Liquid Death makes root beer now, like a it's like 10 calories. It's so good.
That's fine. That doesn't bother me. It's the water specifically that is annoying.
Oh, it's just that they have water in cans.
Yeah.
With the metal, like not metal cans, but like heavy metal look.
Death being
you hate heavy
the brand
metal
of it.
This
it's
is
just
for our viewers to know.
It's so stupid. Like, I mean, who's to say? Maybe talking about like filtered across the glaciers of Antarctica and stuff. Maybe that would have been stupid if we started with death metal water, but it just seems so outrageous and unnecessary. And like, I know you had talked about the actual environmental benefits of canned water, but I think that also is stupid in its own right.
I mean, I'm not gonna. We here at Dexbuild condone recycling and taking care of the environment. Just FYI, I'm just
Dude,
letting
I
everybody
do
know.
recycle. I have to pack up my boxes and drive to take them somewhere I can actually do
Whoa,
it. Yeah,
that's commitment to the game. I did that in our last apartment.
I'm actually if I could do it through the app, I would already have recycling turned on here because we have the bin that they left for. I wasn't about to drive it and drop it back off at the place, so it's just sitting there.
Do you
So
have to pay for it to get like recycling or whatever?
we will have to pay for it. Yeah, I don't know what the service what it costs, but if I remember right, it's basically the same as paying for a second garbage can, which I would
Effectively
probably
is.
that would be better suited to my needs, but by way of getting rid of cans, I'm gonna hope that that gives us more room in the garbage can, because it does seem
I'm gonna
like
tell you what
every
right
week
now.
we're pressing up against it. What?
Hold on, I'm gonna watch the stream for a second. Hang tight here for a minute. When you dropped, it's happened. This is the third time, but you're dropping frames.
My number says 8.4%, which is still a little smaller.
It's okay on the stream. It's just me watching you on Discord. I just wanted to double check.
Well, I am also standing still, but
No, but the moment you dropped froze for me in the Discord, and the stream is delayed. So I wanted to watch it happen, and we were good. Anyway, so we have a recycling bin, and what's interesting about it is that our garbage obviously is weekly pickup, but the recycling is every other week, and that's fine for the most part because the bigger can and it doesn't fill up as fast. But what's actually most difficult, and this is going to sound like such a whiny thing to say, but it's just so hard to remember. Like, I don't remember if I took it out last week or not.
Yeah.
I think like if I saw one neighbor with
wasn't
it out,
ready.
oh, you are so lucky. If I see one neighbor with it out, I just do it, and then you know it could very easily be like a misinformed game of telephone though, where we all do it and it's not right.
In fact, I bet if you really wanted to, you could set yours out first on the wrong night, and people would follow you.
I should do it just to see tomorrow. Although I think tomorrow might be a roll.
But see, what's so different? Like I do remember that, and I had a hard time keeping up with it also. It's so complicated also here because you just have the trash. They just come and they take your trash, and that's that. We have, you have to choose who your provider is. So I could go with any of like 5 different providers, and they're going to come on different days. Which I guess isn't really a problem. Other than
have to be the same day as track.
Be dead. He's gonna blow up though.
Yep.
Live. I didn't live.
You didn't.
I was afraid that I was up against the back ledge. Dang it. I had so much room. But so
Hold
there
on.
is only. What's up?
Your death counter looks like it's sunk down or something because it looks like it says 71.
My death counter?
Is the bottom of the 2 cut off?
No.
Oh, okay. Might just be the way I see it on Discord.
I did bump a little G2 down just a smidge so that his bottom line is with the bottom of the frame. He was just a tiny
But you
little
can
bit
see
above.
the bottom of the 2 in OBS?
Yeah.
Cool. It's just some behind the scenes for
Sure
all you all.
can.
Here's a question for you. And if this isn't good banter, I don't know what is. Trash banter. If you could pick any night of the week to be your garbage pickup, like the night you take it out, what's your preferred night?
I think you're a crazy person if you have a preferred night.
I talked about this with Joey one night. I feel like in growing up, my night was like Sunday night. Like that felt like a good night. Like end of the weekend. I feel like you've accumulated everything from the week. It just feels like the best time. Right now it's like Tuesday. It's such a random day to take your garbage out.
Ours was pickup Wednesday, so set out Tuesday. They switched, so now they have the truck with the big robot arm, and for whatever reason that needed to change their schedule, so now they come on Tuesday morning, so it's a Monday pickup. It really doesn't matter though. I mean, I guess it needs to be closer to the weekend because that's realistically when we're ordering in. So we got like takeout boxes and stuff that just take up more space, especially because Brittany's got a friend that comes over and she'll eat. So it's just if we go to Roadhouse, get Roadhouse carry out, then that will end up being pretty close to a garbage bag by itself, just because all their containers just take up so much space. So that
Right.
us being closer to the weekend, I think that's an answer for sure.
Yeah.
But no, so what I was saying, the only trash company that also does recycling is the one that we happen to have, so that's convenient. But without going into like logistics of where we're located, that's why whenever we first moved, I was like, I don't know that they're necessarily set up for recycling right now. So like,
Right.
I don't know, but I am getting tired of driving it myself, so I do want to just bite the bullet and have them come.
That's a heavy ask, and I think we've talked about this before, but like, in all seriousness, I'm a big proponent of recycling, but I also believe like a part of that means it needs to be like an accessible thing to do, and we're not there yet. Like, nothing about recycling is like as easy as I feel like it needs to be.
What a tangent we got off on. Stream still looking good, by the way?
Yep, everything looks good.
All right, cool. That's a much safer way down. But I do want to go get the item that I died for. I imagine I can still work my way back. Look at that Joker. I know who that is, unfortunately.
I was wondering, did you know he was in this game?
Well, because of what I had seen from RKG, yeah. But otherwise, I mean, it doesn't take long to figure out that's who it is. If his looks...
You're gonna be you're gonna be so mad at me when you find out what he has.
Mad at you?
Yeah. Because I found out
is it a
midway
dex sword?
through our last stream. Well, no, I found out midway through our last stream that one of the items you can get from him once you deal with his like interaction in this level is the ring of flame resistance.
Oh, nice.
So
I'm gonna
that'd
be
been
mad
nice for the
because you
boss
wouldn't let
fight.
me come this direction.
No, yeah, you could add it for the boss fight.
That's all right. Can I assume that this
You wanna do
is
him.
the
You wanna-
elevator?
I don't believe it is, but I'm not positive.
Because somewhere that has to come back down a similar direction. Oh, you're gonna blow up too? No. Whoa, alright, little turtle. Little flaming turt.
I'm getting the itch, dude. I know we talk about this a lot, but
You about to start another Souls game?
Yeah, there's been so many good Souls-likes that I've been like sort of like satiated for the meantime, but lately like ENB and some of those guys I like to watch, like he's been going back and playing like Dark Souls. He did a run of Dark Souls with no running and no dodging. And just like watching the original Dark Souls, man, it just like scratches an itch that I feel like no other game does for me. And it's like a game I go back to like once every 2 years, maybe.
I've actually watched a handful of people start up Dark Souls 3 here lately, and it's one of those, you click on the first one, you start getting served other variants of the same, so I get that. It's not like everyone is just all of a sudden playing Dark Souls 3. But at least the first person is actually playing it for the first time. So that's one of the only games that I think I told you I've ever completed and then immediately started over. Which I don't...
Now, add to the list.
Yeah. Well, and so like I don't know if I would count this as a new game plus because I'm fairly certain I don't know. I kind of thought it was on 2 different systems, but definitely I did it immediately like that night, right that moment. Didn't even get back up. I just started playing again. But I haven't gone back for it. Like Dark Souls 1 I've played several times over, just at different periods. Dark Souls 2 I'll never play again. Bloodborne I played twice.
It?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask me what happened, but yes, I did.
So the only games you've abandoned, I know you haven't abandoned Elden Ring, but Sekiro, that's the only one you haven't finished.
Yeah. And I don't remember
And you didn't go
why.
play it? I mean, now because it's a parry stuff, you might love it now after Stellar Blade.
Well, I won't. Well, we haven't talked, and I won't introduce it too much, but a potential podcast episode. I do think we've established where that wouldn't meet some criteria. It is exempt because it is a Soulsborne. So
yeah, it's a true FromSoft game.
Yeah, probably. At some point, if I were really hurting for something, I would. But I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and you know, I loved Stellar Blade, but it's better than Stellar Blade. That parry system, that's like some of the best feeling combat they've ever done. Because even more than Stellar Blade, it's more like about the parries. Like that's how you beat enemies. You know, you have to parry them until you can take off their little like red ring.
Yeah.
It's like more about that than their health bars. And dude, some of the fights in that game are just like, they're just so fun. Now, it also, I would argue, is the hardest by far. Because unlike Elden Ring, where you can kind of build yourself a certain way and you have the mimics and stuff that make it much more manageable, you can kind of build your way to make situations easier. Sekiro is the exact opposite. Like, you are who you are, the character does what they do, and it is what it is, you know? Mm-hmm. And, like, you have to play the game the way they want you to. So I'm glad they followed Sekiro up with Elden Ring, which was the opposite. But, dude, the final, like, fights in that game were just... I know for sure I was up till 3 a.m. trying to beat the final boss. Just, like, straight through. Probably 4 hours, you know? But, man, I don't think about it, like, in a negative way at all. Like, I loved every second of it.
I know there were a handful of those fights. I hope this knocks him.
Oh! You do not want him to die.
I mean, I'm not going to fight him. I didn't do that.
Look at him. He's just on fire.
He's like, shit, man. Did you see that? I know there was at least one boss that I'm aware of, like the big monkey thing that was like super tough. And I know like that was a tough boss for all people involved. I obviously didn't make it anywhere near that point. But interesting you said it was a difficult game, because as far as I made it, I kind of took that parry system as like, this kind of dumbs it down a little bit. Once you figure it out, like obviously until you really figure it out, you're just getting smacked because your timing's all off. But
you're no joke, are you?
Dude, he's got that AI thing going on with his eyes for sure.
You're no joke, are you?
Do I need to go?
So I think
look at a thing first.
I think what could have happened there is you could have talked to him before you killed all those things. I think he kind of kicks you amongst them.
Yeah.
So because I believe his dialogue right now is as if you've already accomplished it. So he only said you're no joke, right? I think he'll be in the Nexus next time we go back, if I'm not mistaken.
So I know that there's an item that he like tells me about that I can actually get to without that big dude even being a problem. I just can't even carry it. What, I can't send something? What's going on here?
That is weird.
Can I drop stuff?
Mm-hmm.
That's something I really don't
This
need.
was I think I told you this, but a regular occurrence in the old game when you couldn't go back. I'd just be throwing shit on the ground. Don't drop your souls, obviously. I'll drop like a piece of armor or something.
Okay. Oh, look, tendency. At the end of, I told you this, at the end of the last episode, you were telling us that the guide tells us we need to go kill ourselves in the Nexus. I'm pretty sure off camera we did not do that because we specifically wanted to die in this world. So
correct.
Off camera, we did die in this world. So hopefully wherever we're at, it's reflected.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is that we decided we wanted to it wants us going toward Black Tendency in here anyway, and we hadn't killed ourselves in here yet because we accidentally did it in the Nexus before that. So that was the reason for that. So it actually says I misread it. It says return to Nexus, level up, warp back, and suicide in level. So we're good. So we're actually a death behind dying in here in Soul 4.
Oh, I can send stuff to storage. Oh my god. You might have thought I already knew that, and maybe I did already know that, but I thought I did actually have to drop something or else go back to the Nexus to transfer it.
It is weird it's making you do that, but just send some armor back. That's going to be the heaviest, and you don't need it.
I haven't really settled into armor yet. Wizard's clothes. See, like, Wizard's stuff sometimes is, like, better immune to certain things. I don't have a whole lot. Well, I guess I do have women's clothing I could send back.
Yeah, you definitely don't need that.
Not a woman.
You just don't need to be carrying around the robes in general. The official stuff is the only stuff we really want to keep with us, I think. And even that we don't need for a while, but...
Wizard shoes. Okay. I think that's everything. So this is possibly a ring? Yeah. So that's a big get.
That's it. It would have been nice for the boss fight. I can't believe you didn't come get it.
Yeah. It's alright, we didn't need no ring.
No, we got it first try.
What's up, dude? You got anything else to say? Okay.
No. So he'll be in the Nexus. He's going to be a vendor.
It's fine. Don't have to mess with his BS.
Who's your favorite Souls vendor? Or like,
Just like
servicing
NPC?
MVP. I was going to say MVP. NPC.
By default, I mean, the answer has got to be Andre the blacksmith, but
Yeah.
I feel... what is the word? Disingenuous? I feel almost in saying that because it's like too easy of an answer.
Right.
I'm trying to think if I have an NPC just in general that really stands out. Like, I'm not as attached to, like, Solaire as all the hours of RKG I've watched I maybe ought to be.
Something that come to mind for me, obviously just simply because of the death after we murder him, I love Yulia guy. In Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
And then I also like in Dark Souls 1, I keep wanting to call him Cornix, but he's the Pyromancer in 3, but it's the Pyromancer guy in 1 is pretty cool.
Okay.
And then in 3, I'm kind of a fan. This is a random one. I'm kind of a fan of the... Remember that little rat guy that sells you stuff? You like save him out of the, you know, like the witch town. I like him.
Grey Rat?
And then, is that his name, Grey Rat?
I think so. I think so.
Something like that. Yeah, I like him. And then, next question. Now you finally met the Maiden in Black, so now you know them all.
Bugs.
Who's your favorite? The Maiden in Black in this game. Who's your favorite Firekeeper?
I've met a Firekeeper in this game? Where are these
She's
bugs coming from?
Maiden in Black, the woman who levels
okay.
up. Yeah,
I thought you said Man in Black.
No, Maiden in Black.
So what is it? Who's my favorite Firekeeper?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 3, but I'm thinking I also don't have that quite right.
She's the one with her eyes covered up. She's cool.
Yeah.
The doll is pretty awesome in Bloodborne.
Seems like a good way to die.
As is...
oh, yeah, yeah. And who is it that she voices? Is it this one?
Do what?
Bugs. Is it this game she voices the Firekeeper as well?
Yep.
Shade Eater. That's
my
cool.
other, and I know you don't care or remember, and you probably wouldn't even know as I say the name, but my all-time favorite Firekeeper is the Emerald Herald, dude. That's Dark Souls 2.
Is that 2? I know you had said that you like that area probably more than any of the others.
Oh, Majula. That's a great hub because it's like peaceful.
Don't worry,
You're
I
on
saw
like a
that guy.
sunset coastal line. It's like the most peaceful place. Because, I mean, Firelink Shrine's cool, the first one. But in Dark Souls 3, the round table, it's all these like dark holds.
Dark Souls 3, I was so overwhelmed when I visited it for the first time. I was just like, where am I supposed to go? Because you've got to hike to it, and you've got all that area outside of it.
Yeah, and it's like kind of a maze inside. The Nexus is kind of confusing also. But
Yeah, I mean, I've still
yeah,
not figured it out.
Majula is great. The music's a little annoying. That high pitched chimes, but I like it. The Firelink Shrine music's amazing.
I've got plenty of weirds.
Oh, I knew it. The bugs. Go away, go away. Filthy Man. Is this the guy from the start of the last level that we tried to get to? He knew where like the crystal lizards were.
Yeah, he's like at the very beginning of this area 2-1.
Okay. Dude, consumables in these games. I've just never, ever used them.
Neither, man. The worst offender that I can think of, I've never cracked
Deep below this mine,
one of the rune arcs
filled with dragons.
in Elden Ring, which like give you massive buffs, like their entire builds, not builds, but like those like runes you restore that give you like huge buffs, like more health, more armor, more whatever, and I've never used a single one ever.
Anything
But really-
cooking related is just tough.
Not easy to catch, but the
I mean, for that
Well, it's not
specifically,
even that,
yes,
it's
like
just like-
runes.
I know.
Yeah, that would make the game easier, but have never. But like cooking,
Give it away.
where you can, yeah, I mean, it's,
Oh, crafting and whatnot.
yeah. Well, like they have
The only
like
game I really
mushrooms
did it
and,
in-
yeah.
Well, like out of necessity was Zelda. Remember in Breath of the Wild? But even then, I would just throw shit in a pot and be like, as long as it gives me hearts back.
Right, everything kind of cooks something up.
Yeah. I like the ones though where you would make like a concoction that was no good, and it would just like blur it out because it was so gross. Speaking of debt forgiveness, I don't think you can take Tears of the Kingdom off. That game's, I mean, a Zelda game.
Well, again, we haven't introduced that concept yet. I don't think. Maybe we started talking
We can
about
talk
it
about
here.
it here.
But no, that one also has an exemption because I always said that that was going to be the first game I played on the Switch too.
Yeah.
And that's the
wonder if they'll
reason
make,
that
like,
I
a-
had never played it, because I was waiting.
I wonder if they'll power it up.
I hope. But
Is Switch 2 going to be like a day one purchase for you, assuming you can get one?
well, everything I've read, getting one's not going to be a problem, which is awesome.
That is awesome if true.
I don't know, because between the PS5 and the PC, like I've got a lot of ground covered. That's going to be coming out as it starts to warm up. So like golf season, I'm going to be probably looking more at purchases in that direction.
Yeah.
Certainly at some point I'll absolutely get it. It's just like we were talking offline, like coming up due for some new irons. Probably gonna have a hard time convincing the wife I need a new Nintendo and new irons. Now, if people want to start sharing our channel and commenting and liking and subscribing and all of that stuff, then sure, I'll do both.
Do you hear that, viewers? Hit
Maybe
the
we
like
can
button. It helps us out.
even we get to a point where we just expense it.
Yeah, get Andy his Switch. Yeah, expensive. Who approves those? Who pays for them? Me?
I guess it depends on whose name the credit card's in.
Just tell Brittany you expensed it. You told me about it, and I approved the
Yeah,
purchase.
don't worry about it as a business expense.
It comes out of the business fund, which just happens to still be you.
Yeah. I have a door upstairs I didn't go down. And obviously
That's
this
okay.
one. I'm still also aware of the elevator. So I'm expecting a shortcut to present itself at some point, hopefully.
Well, that elevator works already, so
Yeah, no, it works. I'm just saying as far as like areas I haven't explored but need to.
yeah.
I'm picking up some good souls though. I think we might be able to get our health to a nice even number, maybe like 15, and then start looking at either MP or our dex. Ooh.
This area is so annoying. It's just so easy to get lost.
I was talking about this in my last episode of Ender Magnolia. Games like this are the ones that have taught me you have to explore everything. but they're also the ones who have created like their own anxiety that would not otherwise exist, where in my mind I'm going a certain direction, like I'm trying to go down, but then I reach a fork and it's like, all right, before I go down, let me just go back up and make sure I can see it to the end, and then I'll resume going back down. But then, like in that episode, I spent the rest of that sitting just going up. I kept going up, and then like it, because it's how these games work, like they kind of send you where they need you to go. I got an item that I had to have, so it's fine. It was worth it. But the whole time I'm doing it, like even though I'm in a different part of the level, playing a different boss, fighting a different enemy, whatever it is, I'm still very much aware of how far I am removed from the direction I wanted to be going. And it stresses me out. So like that's why I just said that out loud.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
No, I just did the magic real quick just to get more.
Oh.
That's the reason that I said that just now. Like, I'm going this direction. I continue to go down, but I'm going farther away from the door up top I didn't go and the elevator up top I didn't go. Like, it's all of that stuff is now just kind of like adding up.
Right.
Which obviously it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go to bed like thinking about it, but while I'm playing it, it's definitely a thing.
Well, the good thing is that in this particular case, you already have beaten the boss. We know we don't need anything in here for platinum. You know what I mean? So at this point, you're just exploring.
Yeah.
With no stakes.
Yeah.
Except your soul, which you have a shit ton of soul. But
it's a
now,
bummer.
these guys are super annoying when you don't have magic, because they hardly take damage. Like magic does more damage, and then they do like kind of their big floppy flop, so you can get wrecked.
Yeah, I'm afraid to get down directly in front of him because I don't want to get caught. Oh, here we go. I'll just fake to the left and throw to the right. I'm like doing a one-inch shot around this post.
He's stuck. That's a deep reference.
Shooting that magic around the turn.
Shoot this motherfucker.
Alright, run. The whole cave system just collapses. That would be some Dark Souls nonsense.
Yeah. Congrats, you're dead.
Yeah.
The good thing here, though, is when you get the items from behind these guys, if something were to happen, we don't have to mess with them anymore, you know?
Yeah, and at least so long as we're still on the current run. See, like now I need to go that way, but I didn't clear this hallway behind me. So long as we're on the current run, you can use enemies as a sign of which direction you should be going. If we were to die and come back, it's just... I don't know, man. You remember?
Yep, chaos.
You keep asking me, once we've done the bosses, someone's gonna wake up down here surely, how they all rank, how do they feel, how do I feel about the game? And I don't think I've asked you enough, because we're doing all right with our setup. It works for what we're trying to do, but we're obviously not sitting in the same room looking at the same screen. So like, how's the setup been for your purposes, trying to watch and keep up and navigate and speak to a thing that's not happening directly in front of you? I don't think you're on... If you're on a delay, it's definitely less than a second, right? Like you're not doing...
No, I'm not on any delay, really.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing from you. So it's been fine. I mean, like, the only thing I'd say is, like, you're obviously, when you're watching, you're less engaged than you would be. I don't mean like engaged in the conversation or the game, but like you're less engaged in terms of like, say, mapping or knowing what you've picked up. Cause like I might be thinking about the, carrying conversation or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's a unique challenge. Cause I don't know how much the folks watching us know, but like we've done, channels and things in the past where we've had some level of success with that content and things, and but I don't think we've necessarily done anything since your very first Dark Souls 1 playthrough that was like that. But that game I know like the back of my hand, you know what I mean? Like I knew that game. This is definitely other than Sekiro, maybe my least known game. Sekiro I've only played through one time, and I could go into a whole other conversation about why that is, but because I did love it. But it's slightly more challenging. I could only imagine a game I didn't know at all, right? Like, because at least I have beaten this game twice, and I know I'm somewhat familiar with it. But, oh, nice, you got that item. So you're ready to rock.
There was an item I thought across the way like that I had to try and go up for. I don't know how I
think
got
you went
it.
around and got it.
No, I haven't picked up anything since I went looking for it. I just got lost and came out the other end again.
Yeah, I'm not sure then.
So ooh, this is new. No, it's not. There it is. Where is that?
Yeah, but it's on the other side.
Well, yes, which is what I went looking for last time. And
So can you go down and go left this time? Have you gone left?
I'll go left. I don't know if I have or not.
And then ultimately you're trying to make a right turn at some point.
Well, this is a different right for sure.
Out.
This is, I mean, this.
Don't forget your ring.
This is new. Which one? Fragrant, cling. Which does what?
Cling rings half into your health.
MP over time. Oh, I forgot I had that. Flame resistance. Oh. Big mamma jamma.
This reminds me of the space where you fight the centipede demon in the undead ruins.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you caught. He is definitely one of the bosses in Night Rain.
I don't know. So I mentioned last night in that recording that we might have a surprise coming up in the next week or so. Night Rain being that surprise, you and I were both able to get super secret passes into that demo or whatever
Super
you call
secret
those.
pass before public for everyone to sign up for.
Yeah. I'm excited to be doing it, and I'm very glad that you also got, because you got yours like the next day or later that night, where I got mine in the morning. I definitely, I mean, obviously I watch. Whoa, hello. But that kind of game is not. It's not by default my kind of thing, as much as I love Souls games. So no, I didn't pay any attention really to who the bosses were. I was still kind of like trying to figure out what is this actually, and why would they do this? Yo! That fast? Are you kidding me? With the ring on? Did I put the wrong ring on?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe we can't just go out in the lava. I think we just learned an important lesson.
I mean, I took 2 steps. Good grief. All right, well, let's see where this elevator takes me down to.
Yeah.
Because it'd be great if
we're about done. I think it's pretty much cleared it.
I definitely got to put my magic ring back on then. That's a piece of junk. This ring don't even work. Yeah, so hopefully you said something today about when those windows are to play it. Hopefully we line up so that we're able to play it at the same time and can actually play it at the same time.
We'll have to some degree, right? Like, well, you and I will talk about the windows. So I think for the folks watching, we're planning to do kind of like some special stream stuff, but I imagine at the very least, I know you and I will probably try to get in more than that if we can, right? Like, we'll probably try to bleed a try. The other thing we probably need to figure out, now it's open, but obviously the only thing that might ruin that surprise, I haven't read any of the literature yet, but it's possible they say not to stream it. Now, for Elden Ring Network Test, they let people do it, so I think it'll be fine. It's a roguelike game and whatever, so I think it'll be all right. But
what if we record it rather than stream it? Can we be part of an embargo? I've never been.
That's what I mean. They might say, like, hey, if you're doing this, like, we're trying to work out bugs, don't fucking share it. But with how many people they gave to it, I can't imagine that's the case.
Yeah. All right, I need to put my magic ring back on.
How much does it stress you that the bottom of the elevator has 2 exits?
Well, it depends. So long as it stays 2, that's fine. If we go down one route and it turns into 2 more, I'm not a fan.
The bottom of this elevator is a bifurcation, dude. We just talked about that word today.
Bifurcated. Where are my daggone souls? All right.
I think that's your item right there, by the way.
Oh, nice. Can I make these things blow up?
Do they blow up?
I mean, these are the exact same things floating on the...
Go tee them off and then roll away. Oh, that's a gap.
Yes, it is.
So it's not a problem. You're not going to get over there anyway.
I don't know that goes down to continued life, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
All right, come on, come on. Yo. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, we lived. We lived.
I command thee, live.
Oh, how'd this guy get down here? Where'd you come from, dude? He didn't really sound like one of those stone creatures. He almost sounded more human.
No.
Sorry, dude.
There you go.
All right. Ooh, 2 of them. More shards. I have no idea. All right. So, if
Greater
that's
weapons, so that's-
my item, well, yeah, I got that much. Then, where's the lava room? Because I'd love to get those souls back.
I think you're in a different shaft.
Yeah, I need to go. This is the one I didn't come in. Okay, so I need to go down.
But have you gone out the other exit of the elevator?
Well, I figured I would come back to it. I saw I had some...
That's fine. If you want to do lava room first, then we can worry about it, because the elevator is easy to get back to. So I think that's the right idea.
Yeah. I saw the 2 invaders down there, so I would like to have my souls on me in case they kill me. And kind of reset that whole deal. Now, just where did I get in there at? Oh, is it right
I
there?
think it's like as far down as you can go, right?
Yeah.
Down to the right. Wasn't it? Like, don't you ultimately
Yeah,
look back
yeah.
that
No,
way?
I believe you're right. I just got to make sure that I don't slide off the ledge here. And then it doesn't matter.
So yeah, a couple of the things that we've alluded to in this episode, I just want to make clear for folks watching. One thing that Andy has had the idea of that we think might be kind of fun as a podcast to celebrate what we're going to call Backlog Debt Forgiveness Day. So I think what happens is a lot of games back up, you know, you and I both have wives and kids and houses and jobs. And so, you know, obviously we can't play games to the same degree that maybe we once did, you know, in our heyday. And that leads obviously to massive backlogs. And so the idea is, especially as you and I think have started this channel, we want to focus a little bit more forward, right, on like what's coming out and be a little more current. And so part of that was kind of a fun idea of, all right, well, let's kind of have a podcast to talk about games in our backlog, clearing them out, what we're excited for next, what might survive and why. And then the other thing, yeah, it's the Night Rain, test for Elden Ring. And that would be a series of episodes and streams on our Twitch channel. So by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you check us out on Twitch. We're Dexbuild over there. That is an opportunity for us to check that game out, which I imagine will become, for you and I, fair to say, maybe hopefully Brandon too, but actually it'll have to be. I forgot about this, man. Night Rain does not have a 2-player mode. It's 1 or 3, period. So hopefully a series maybe with Brandon, a slow series, where we kind of play through that game once that's live as well. And those two things, the debt forgiveness and that game, kind of work hand in hand because, you know, you and I
It's
are
still
eyeing,
there.
I just think, fuck it, man. Hopefully Lava Town takes you there, but let's just go.
Yeah. No, I just want Lava Town.
Otherwise, we're gonna have an hour-long episode trying to get to an item in a maze cave. You've
Yeah.
definitely exhausted the other directions, I think.
Oh, look. I just want to get my souls back is all.
Yep.
All right, keep going.
I like how I said you exhausted the directions, and right on cue, you found something new immediately.
Ooh, a dragon longsword. Okay. There it is. Okay, continue.
So I think the other thing that's interesting is that part of that backlog forgiveness day, I think, just opens up the door for you and I to feel like, it's a silly word to say, but like guilt-free about kind of playing some of the new stuff as it comes out for this channel and otherwise, so we can talk about sort of more current games and things. And I think there's a lot on the horizon for us for folks who are interested. And I imagine if you are watching this, you like Souls games, obviously. but we are interested in definitely first Berserker. I told you there's that like AI limit or whatever that game is, another Souls-like
Same
game.
day.
There's a few Souls-like games, and I think it's fair to say I think first Berserker will probably become something like this, probably where maybe I play it and you watch, and that might even run in tandem with the end of this series. I think that will be like a blind playthrough we kind of do together, you know, on here. Because that's just, I enjoyed, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on the channel, but I played the demo of that game, and like it's as up our alley as something can be, I feel like.
Yeah, I've never, like, we watched Brandon play some scary games a few times just because he doesn't do well with them, which I don't either. But I've never watched you play through a game. I don't know if there's any way that I can be of more assistance than just here for moral support as you go. I don't know if it's the kind of thing that I can kind of look up and I don't know, like certainly don't want to do it in a way that spoils anything, but maybe there's something that I can do so that I can kind of help get through. But also, well, I'm sure we'll do that at some point with a game that is not a brand new release.
Right. Probably.
And maybe
something
that,
in my backlog or whatever.
Yeah, I've mentioned a few exemptions for games that wouldn't survive the backlog debt forgiveness. Maybe that is another exemption if it's one that like there's no way you can't go on without having played this. We'll count it, but we're gonna do it as part of that kind of like a tandem series or something.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what that is yet, but yeah. And I'm also fairly certain it's probably safe to say come Halloween time, you and I will get a horror game in the rotation. But I think for the sake of entertainment, like we're gonna have to find one that's truly scary because I think that'll be more fun. Like an Outlast type game or something. That'd be a fun one if Brandon's willing to come back though, because he's so scared.
Yeah.
Our Until Dawn playthrough to this day is one of the funniest things I think on the channel.
Do you? Hey, let's see if he says anything different. Nope. Okay, so right now, I think it's just that gate right there.
Yeah, you just need to find your lava town.
Well, we did that. We're good. So now I'm going back to the other side, where the
okay. I didn't even notice you entered lava town. Is that where all those worms were?
No. I just ran into some more worms along the way.
I didn't even remember lava town. I didn't even notice it.
Down chute. Okay, that's where the 2 items were. Yeah, I mean, I died right there at the gate, so I just stuck my toes in. Gotcha. I'm kind of sad that I don't know if it's Until Dawn or not, but they were going to optimize that for
Can you break that?
PS5 Pro. No. And I'm pretty sure I saw it, like they did pretty poorly at it. Like that game did not come out looking the way they wanted it to.
Until Dawn, the remake?
Yeah, which I mean, it's not ever one that I was going to play. That kind of thing. I would happily watch a movie, especially after all the Jason movies that I fought through this past year. But there's just that kind of game where you can't save everyone kind of a thing. That is added stress for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like this guy's already coming, so let's just deal with the one. Leave your friend behind, please.
Our first invader, right?
I don't know. Hope he's weak to magic.
He's certainly not taking it well.
He doesn't seem like he's got potions in his pockets.
It also seems like you might want to buy a new shield.
Oh gosh, or at least learn how to use it. Okay, I
would circle back.
I was saying I need to avoid that person. Oh my gosh, that would have hurt.
Are these guys twins? What do we got going on here?
So I have seen this part of RKG. Have you? Rory develops a relationship with this person right here because he doesn't want to kill her, but she like gets caught up on the map somewhere and she's like stuck in a perma leash situation where she won't attack him. She's just trying to keep backing up, but she can't get anywhere. So he's like pushed her all the way out to where Patches was and she's still just kind of doing her thing. And he just wants to keep her alive and kind of escort her through the level at that point.
That's good. She can be like your Ashley.
Yeah.
Leon.
They came from this direction, right? Yeah.
That's the hole they came from.
Crystal lizard. This is too long of a hallway. I mean, I guess they were in it to expect that a booby trap is a given, but it definitely seems like there's a booby trap waiting for me.
You know what's funny about the word booby trap is like on the surface
It's
that
got
sounds like
booby in
something
it?
I wouldn't mind being in.
Oh,
Like, where do I sign up? Oh my god.
do they all see me?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh well, should we ever need to farm?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go get my one.
You saw there's a path to stay up too, right?
Just not coming down, was it right there?
Like back where you came down the ramp, there's a way to go left and keep going up on the other side of it.
I think so
You
anyways.
can clear
We'll
the
see.
bottom out. Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't have anything to clear out. I just needed to get my shard from catching that one. This way, right?
I think so. Is that walkable?
Is that a chest? It kind of looks like it is. I think it maybe just takes me back. Oh, hello. Takes me right to... Oh,
Oh, you found a hole, you goober.
that hole was just big enough for my feet. Okay, how to get back up?
That's what she said. I don't know what that means.
Gross. Booby trap.
Gross. It's a booby trap.
All right, roll. There we go.
Yeah, baby.
Booby trap me once, shame on me. Booby trap me twice.
Booby trap me twice.
Shame
Go
on
me.
you. All right. Please live. Please live. Oh my god. Let's get out of here.
I think that it's time, man. I think you've about done the level.
We do have that opposite end where we didn't go down the paths as we were trying to descend. But that surely is much quicker. Where am I going? I need to like back my face
right
away from the screen for a second. Yeah, I think right here. No.
Yeah.
Is it? Dude, I'm all messed
Yep.
up.
That's it.
This looks like the long hallway that I came from.
It is the long hallway. This is the way out.
Oh,
You're
but
done.
there was another hallway to progress through this direction, no?
I never saw it. If you did, I didn't see it.
I thought that's what you just told me, that there was a direction I could keep going, unless you're saying it was just
No,
to go
was-
get that
I just
item.
meant when you went down, I was making sure you saw the ramp that you could also go up, and you've done it now.
Excellent. That's great news. Okay. Yeah, let's go clear out that end. In fairness to the game, I won't spend my souls first.
Fairness of the game and our time, like, because we're going to be reaching
Yeah,
an
we
hour
are
here soon.
bumping,
So,
yeah.
and we're about done.
That'll be a good end to this episode.
I mean, I think when you clean the other shaft, clear the shaft out, and we'll be done. Because we basically want to get our end game right now is to get to the fire at the end, or excuse me, the bonfire at the end of Flame Lurker.
Okay.
I need a drink as well of my liquid death.
Look at this dude. Oh, he was just stuck in a blender.
Trying to get us a sponsor, dude. Andy meant to say he loves their branding.
I'm out of the game. It's fine. I'm not their target market. I'm surprised you are, honestly, because your house is just as booby-trapped by way of kids to have something that's stuck open. Like, it needs to be resealable or it needs to be done in one go.
Oh, you're saying like a can?
Yeah.
We drink cans a lot. Seltzers and whatnot.
Yeah.
I am personally, though, like Janet will house these things, but like I'm a pretty slow drinker. I leave half, what do you call them, wounded soldiers? I leave them all over
I've
the place.
never heard that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Does it just taste
Oh,
like
a
water?
half can. Leave around. Do what?
Does it just taste like water?
No, this is the root beer. It's
Your
called
root
root
beer,
beer
sorry.
wrath, and it's like a root beer seltzer, and they add like whatever 10 calories worth of sugar is, so it has a little bit of a sweetness edge. Because I don't love, that's why I like Liquid Death. They put like a little tinge of sweet in their seltzers, which is I prefer. Because there's something weird to me about like a flavored seltzer that has no sweetness to it.
Yeah.
The bubbles make me feel weird. So the fact that it has just like a touch of sweetness is really good. Their best is they make it was called Armless Palmer. I think I told you about this whole saga. It's like a root beer or not root beer, a tea lemonade thing. Arnold Palmer, obviously. I don't know if I've told you the story, but the Arnold Palmer estate like sent them a cease and desist order. And Liquid Death operates kind of like D-Brand, like they're kind of sassy. And so when they got the cease and desist, rather than spending the money to fight it, they just changed the name of the drink to Dead Billionaire.
Clever.
I can appreciate it.
Do you know for a fact that oh my gosh, that item above was not a ring or some kind of an item that we have to have? Like,
I know
there's
for
no-
sure it's not something we have to have because it's not on the list. So,
I will not concern myself with going back then.
yeah. I was say there should be a vendor here, and we found him.
Oh, okay. Well, keep your helmet on, dude.
I actually thought he was going to be in the area when we were in that like crystal lizard pit. That's what I thought was going to be when you went on the up ramp. Looked very similar to this.
There you go.
Big
Gads!
You nearly frightened me to death, creeping up on me like
I didn't creep on anything. I had
No,
a
you've been
lightning
making
show.
as much noise as possible coming down this shaft, blowing shit up, rolling into barrels.
this far. Were you guided by a sixth sense? Or just plain lucky? Either way, you're quite something.
I appreciate that neither of us are really
Skill
trying to read. Like they're speaking for us, so it's easier.
of the temple below,
But like you playing Nine Souls, me playing Ender Magnolia,
molded by
there's reading to be done if you're so inclined. And I told myself going into it, like, I'm not going to read the screen to the people. The idea of that stresses me out on their behalf. And then immediately
Yep.
I started doing it.
truth.
I
So
know.
It's the laughing stock of many a soldier.
I've got to catch myself. Like, I'm not going to turn myself into a voice actor trying to do it in some special way. But I'm glad that this is a
Yeah.
game. There's words on the screen we don't have to read. Obviously, you're doing items, but
Search for it myself.
you don't have
Yeah,
to
I
have a
think
voice
it-
behind items.
Yeah, I think there's a special thing you start to appreciate when you stream or play a game on camera. You start to really appreciate voice acted lines because, dude, it's so much. Nine Souls is a ton of talking, and that's where, especially as I got sick, I was like, this isn't good for anyone. Me sitting here trying to read all this, and I do try to give them voices and shit. I did that in Shovel Knight, and I had fun with it. If it's like minimal dialogue, it's kind of fun. But dude, I can't. And so now I've just decided like I won't just X through it. I'll let the people read, but I'm not going to read on camera. You know, Fighting Cowboy is another streamer I like who does a lot of Souls games, and I actually had seen a little bit of his Nine Souls playthrough, and he does that. I was like, I honestly appreciate it. You know,
Yeah. Before I forget, this guy was talking about a sword. I wasn't paying attention. I'm assuming it's in that lava area I died in.
believe that's
Regardless of where it is, do you at least know what he's talking about?
vaguely, but I also know, at least right now, we don't need anything for platinum.
Okay. And I can always check the tapes later. I'll figure out where it's at.
Yeah, check the tapes.
But he doesn't seem interested in selling me stuff if he's a vendor until I find that sword for him.
That could be true. Maybe he's not a vendor. It might just have been an NPC. I'm as rusty as can be. Fall.
Come on, man. Ooh.
You still kicked that little extra part where I was like, oh no.
I was a little concerned, and we're not at the bottom yet, but I'm going to die trying to get down here again.
Your health isn't as high as it could be to save you in a tight spot. I will say that.
Yeah, we can fix that. All right, there's the ladder. I think maybe that was the only offshoot that I missed because I remember
I think that.
thinking the
that's right.
crystal lizard. Oh! I hear something swinging above me. It's like, I don't want to look up. There might be a hanging body. Another crystal lizard. Oh boy. Never mind. I already know you don't. Oh, that right there. How do I get there? Where's the answer to that? Wait, there's a ladder. I was just about to ask, do you remember which of these shards takes our dex weapon to be up?
Which
Like
shard you're saying?
clear stone, hard stone, what type of
I
stone?
believe it's like the regular kind, like hard stone or whatever, but
Okay.
it's the next one's ladder you need.
Yeah. Okay, and I can hop down. Can I go this
Do you
way?
tuck around the right there?
Yeah.
There you go.
Get a little bit of a buffer.
And I think this is our last offshoot, right?
It must be.
What if this is your item on the other side from the main area?
That would be full
The
circle.
satisfying conclusion, and it'll be like nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we're going back into that kind of a world. Hello? Hello?
Looks promising.
Is it
Hey.
actually?
No,
There's
something
no
else.
way.
But there's a lot going on here, so who knows? More of Lava Town.
Is this the opposite side of Lava Town, or is this the same Lava Town?
You gonna try to get that item?
I want to.
Oh baby.
I really want to, but I don't think I can. Like, I think if I
don't
touch
know,
it
man.
at
Hold
all.
on, I'm gonna Google this. How to get item in lava in
In Lava Town.
tower? What's this? No, it's some city, Tunnel City.
Just type Lava Town. Are we in?
Purple flame shield plus ring of fire resist and run fast.
What shield is it? I mean, will we ever get an item that we're safer than we are right now?
I mean, you could get down to this point. Everything I'm reading says roll, like you want to roll grab, but I also can't tell if it's people
Yeah.
talking shit. I would just get as close as you can.
Does it say what the item is?
No. It says there's pure dragonstone in 4 chunks. So we could always come back.
Yeah, if we ever need pure dragonstone.
Yeah.
I do have a dragonstone longsword. We know where it's at. I don't think it's worth 25,000 souls and another run back.
Agree. You know what those bugs are called, though? Have I ever told you that?
No.
The big guys? Called bear bugs. It's such a cute name.
I have an item that has bear bug in it, maybe. But that's
There you go.
something sounds familiar about that, and I don't know where else I would have heard bear bug. It's kind of a silly
Don't know.
name.
Cool band name.
And if I land on the crunchies, please survive. Yep.
Just get out of here. You don't even have to do it.
Well, I might as well get my souls.
Fair enough. So one of them smashes you for no reason.
Yeah, I won't mess with the others. That'd
All
be
right.
my luck.
Well, as you're running up to the bonfire, I'm going to start doing our sign off. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. In the next one, we are planning to move on. Next episode might be a short one, kind of a weird one. We got to try to fight a dragon with just our bare freaking hands, and that's what's coming next. So, like I said, if you like this one, hit the like button. Helps us out a ton. If you want to see more from us, we have new content all week long, almost every single day. So hit subscribe if you want that. Hit the bell if you want notifications when those come out. Most importantly to us, leave comments. We want to hear from you. What do you think about this one? What do you think about the dumb stuff we say? We like talking to you and hearing from you just as much as we like playing the games. That's why we do this. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again next time.
See you.